Welcome to Fundamentals of Communication and this video on how to choose your persuasive speech topic. First, you need to brainstorm a list of very general subjects. Don't hone in on one just yet. You want to give yourself a variety of broad subjects from which to choose. When you brainstorm, think about your passions. What are you passionate about? Do you have some strongly held beliefs? What are you really interested in? You want to make sure that your persuasive speech topic is something you're passionate about, something you want to share with everybody. And most important, it needs to be meaningful to you. Now, if I were giving this speech, I'd brainstorm some subjects that I'm interested in and passionate about. I love to travel. I like to go boating. I enjoy musical theater. I would travel far and wide for musical theater. And then there's healthcare. I've worked in healthcare for a long time, and I'm very passionate about it. When I look at these broad subjects, though, not everybody's interested in travel. You may not be at that point in your life. You've got small kids, you can't travel, or you're in school and you don't have the funds for it. And then there's boating. Some people are afraid of the water. They don't want to get anywhere near it, and they don't enjoy boating. Now, I love musical theater, but other people might prefer plays or film. And then there's healthcare. Almost everybody has some relationship with healthcare, so that's a subject that I might want to consider narrowing down for a good topic. Now remember that a topic is a specific aspect of a subject. So some of the things you need to think about, some considerations as you're choosing a topic, is what's the purpose of the speech? So in this case, it's a persuasive speech. You need to think about research. You need to consider your audience and consider your time limit. For this speech, think about how you persuade someone. Maybe you want to change their mind about a topic, or change how they feel. Or maybe you're asking them to take action or to change their behavior. You need to consider your research for the speech. You need 5 sources, and those sources need to be credible. So make sure that what you're looking at is not a wiki page or a blog post. It needs to be scholarly research or someone who's an authority in their field, and the source needs to be objective. You want to make sure that there's not a hidden agenda. And it should be relevant and timely. You want to make sure that it's pretty recent, hopefully within the last few years, maybe 5 years. And you probably don't want research to be more than 10 years old. Now consider your audience. The topic must be relevant. So for example, if I wanted to persuade you to travel to France, it might not be relevant because of your life situation. So that's not going to be a good subject for me to try to narrow it down to a topic. And then there's the time limit. Now I know you might be thinking that 6 to 8 minutes is an eternity, but it's not. You'll find when you do all of your research, it might be very difficult to just cover it in only 6 to 8 minutes. And that's one reason why you really have to narrow your subject to a very focused topic, a very narrow topic that you can cover in 6 to 8 minutes. Let's go back to my interests. Travel, boating, musical theater, probably not good choices for a persuasive speech for the classroom because they may not be relevant to all the students. I mentioned healthcare, and everybody has some interest in healthcare, but that's a very broad subject. So I need to narrow that down. So how do I narrow that down? Well, I could talk about healthcare data security or the cost of healthcare about the quality of healthcare that we receive in the United States? Access, whether it's universal healthcare, the Affordable Care Act, or maybe it's primary care physicians in rural areas that people don't have access. Government healthcare, like Medicare or Medicaid, or prescription drugs. Should we be importing drugs from Canada because they're lower cost? Again, very broad. So we want to narrow it down even further. Let's take a look at data security. We need to narrow that down even further. I could talk about electronic health records or hackers and the threat of hackers getting into your information. User error when it comes to data security. And then what I like to call it, Dr. Alexa, mobile technology in healthcare. Do you really want Amazon and the Echo device to hear all about your healthcare information and transmit it? I don't. So I might want to persuade you not to use your Amazon device for health information. So now that I've narrowed the subject to a topic and narrowed it even more, the next thing you need to do is develop a goal statement, which will be the subject of my next video. Thank you.